about.
Oh, holy
Frank
fuck.
Sinatra. There is a very
Frank?
famous picture
What?
of Francis Albert Sinatra, aka Frank Sinatra. This image is the infamous
Damn, I didn't know
mugshot
half of these. I
photo,
only knew a
and who would
couple.
have thought that one of the world's best-selling music artists' arrest was, well, for a crime that doesn't even exist anymore. And what was that crime, you may ask? Seduction. This charge was usually applied when a man convinced an unmarried woman of good repute to engage in an inappropriate encounter with him. There was generally a promise of marriage that would never actually come true, thereby ruining the woman's reputation. It was basically when a man would lie to a woman of high standards in order to fuck her, usually promising marriage. In other words, the official crime for all the 1930s busters with Riz. Oh,
damn, the man actually caught a Giga Chad charge.
A 23-year-old Sinatra found himself in that situation, and he was officially arrested and booked for seduction. The charge was eventually dropped, and it was later discovered that the supposedly single woman was in fact married. Later that year, the original charge was revised slightly, and Sinatra was again arrested, this time for adultery. Adultery is legal punishment for cheating on your spouse whom you're married to. It's a really outdated law, which some states are actively trying to get rid of. These states include Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Kansas, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, New York, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Utah, Virginia,
so like all the
and
states.
Wisconsin. I mean, this is a pretty lighthearted one on the list. I know the woman still cheated, and I feel bad for whoever her husband was, but imagine if this mugshot was for something way more heinous. Imagine it was like
Frank Sinatra mugshot for robbing blind old lady, then pushing her in front of a semi-truck.
it just wouldn't feel right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it wasn't anything too bad from Frank Sinatra. What an actual wild charge. There was a time where it was illegal to have game. Jesus Christ. Hey, sorry to hear about that, Sinatra. But also, congrats and good work.
Elvis Presley. Elvis Aaron Presley was an American singer and actor, dubbed the King of Rock and Roll. He's regarded as one of the most significant cultural figures of the 20th century. His energized interpretations of songs and sexually provocative performance style led him to both great success and initial controversy. He became insanely famous with Heartbreak Hotel, which was his first #1 hit, being released in January 1956, and he quickly became a star. In Joel Williamson's book, Elvis Presley, A Southern Life, he writes about Elvis's life on the road, including his time spent with teenagers. Williamson wrote that while on tour, Elvis preyed on a group of 3 14-year-old girls who would pillow fight, tickle, wrestle, and kiss Elvis, who was 22 at the time. He also met his wife when he was 24. She was 14. Though they got married when she was 21, they claimed they never had sex. This has been questioned by many people, even to the point where a book has been written about it. Multiple books, actually. Now, Elvis was never charged with anything regarding these relationships, but he should have been, and I'm sure we can all agree on that.
I never heard that.
Thank you guys so
God damn.
much for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Also, go follow me on Instagram. We're almost at 100,000 followers.
Some
And make sure to go buy some amazing clothing at BurlDoesn'tExist.com. Oh yeah, and ear candy is out next month. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and all the other holidays, and Happy New Year, in case this is my last video of the year. I hope it's not, but in case it is. And I'll see you guys next time I upload.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't know most of those. I am surprised he didn't put in Ian Watkins. Ian Watkins, what he did is still worse than everything on this list. His entire musical career, everything he did behind the scenes is the most heinous shit imaginable. But yeah, I think the reason he probably didn't bring that one on is because of just how dark that is. Like, there is murder on here with these two in the middle. But I think Ian Watkins had so much, and all of it is so unbelievably fucked up, like the most disgusting things imaginable, that Tuv probably just decided that's a little much for this, would be my guess. Yeah, also no G.G. Allen. Can you give a TLDR? The biggest pedophile in music history. His charges include a ton of horrible things. The one that is probably the most shocking that most people know is the attempted rape of a baby. And the repeated attempts at raping babies. Yeah. He is the biggest, most evil person in the music industry ever. I made a whole video on him recently, actually, if you want like the deeper dive on it. Sucks because he was the lead singer of like my favorite band growing up. Also, this is another great video on Ian Watkins. Yeah, the Lost Prophets singer. How did he keep ending up around babies? Because his female fans would present their children to him to fuck. And he would also convince the mothers to sexually abuse the kids in front of him, like through video calls and stuff. So the fans provided the children for him to fuck. Yep. It's as awful as you could possibly imagine. Every awful thing you could imagine a pedophile is capable of doing, he did. For many years. He is in jail. Yeah, he is in jail. So yeah, I think the reason Tuv didn't include him in this list is because it's a lot. It's a lot. Never gonna catch Ian, he's too smart. I can't tell if you're making a joke because they let him go for so long despite having so much evidence against him, or if you really think he's not in jail. Because he is currently in jail. He actually just got married in jail, I think. I think I remember reading him getting married recently. No, maybe not. He still does have fans that visit him, though. He has a girlfriend. He's not married. It's fucking crazy. Other inmates will kill him if they find out what he did. I don't think so. He's been in there since 2012. Fuck, was it... when did he actually go to jail? Was it... It wasn't 2012 he actually went to jail. Fuck, I'm blanking on the exact dates on things. What year did he go to jail? That's when all of this came to light. I don't remember when he was actually sentenced to jail. ...2014. He's in protected custody. Not surprising. And they're doing a great job of monitoring him as well. I don't remember if I mentioned this in the video, but even while in jail, he still gets, for some reason, really good treatment. So, October 19th, 2017, Watkins was grooming a young mother from prison. As of March 2018, he went back to a different prison. On March 2018 again, he was found with a mobile phone that he was using to maintain contact with a girlfriend outside of prison. Like, he still has access to more women. Separate the art from the artist, meanwhile the artist. Hey, I've talked about this like 4 times now. Even in that video I mentioned it. I have always stood firmly on the side of you can separate art from the artist and still enjoy what they created. But I can't do that for Ian Watkins. His music was very much like a part of him. So much so that one of their music videos almost feels like him bragging about what he does. It's this one, Town Called Hypocrisy. In this music video, he's like a children's show host dancing around kids, and those kids then transform into supermodels that he's now dancing around and like grinding on and shit. And then he gives like a little wink to the camera at the end of the whole thing. You can't always separate the art from the artist. It's fucking demonic. Oh, it is. It's straight up diabolical. When he was asked about all of this, he never took it seriously. The password... I'm just repeating the video, but we're already into it. The password to his laptop, like his actual login, his password was I fuck kids, lol. That was his actual fucking password. He was so open about being a pedophile and yet still preyed on kids for years. When he finally got convicted, his reasoning for why he did it, he said he did it for the mega lols. His words. Fucking insanity. He's a tier 1 Adi in the resub. Dragon and Bits Retro. Merry Christmas, Retro. He said mega lols unironically. Well, yeah. I mean, he's a fucking pedophile loser, man. What do you expect? Did the other members know about it? They all maintain that they had no idea. And I have no reason to not believe them, but I have also read from a couple of sources that it wasn't unheard of for young-looking girls to be backstage around Ian Watkins. So I think it's a little weird that they would never question that.